Hello, we're going to start Unit 3, Course 3, Lesson 3, Part 2. Yesterday, you guys were given some ed puzzles to review that talked about 7 habits of highly effective students, test-taking strategies, note-taking strategies, and study strategies. And so we want to apply that into this lesson today. So think about maybe a time where you had a test but you weren't necessarily prepared for it. Think about the strategy you used to get ready for that test, and what about that strategy was not effective or wasn't really the best strategy you could have used. We all have those stories. And the reality is that, it is a process, and you do have to learn how to study. You just don't say, hey, I know how to study. We actually have to learn the process of studying, which is what we're looking at now. So, using those videos from yesterday, if you're watching the ed puzzle, you're going to need to turn in a Google Doc to me that lists strategies that you would use for time management, making the most out of class time, test-taking techniques, preparing for tests, and taking the test. You need to provide 2 strategies for each one of those and the reason why you selected them. If you're live with me, we'll be using breakout groups, and you guys will be working on these, as you can see, assigned as it is. For those of you that are remote, you're going to take that list that you did where you had 2 of each one of those items, and you're actually going to do a recorded presentation where you will present that and post that to the assignment so that we have a video message that you're presenting these topics. Now, in class, somebody in each group will be selected as the presenter, and they will report back to the rest of the people in the classroom what those items were for the assigned topic that they were given. If you think about all the techniques that we saw yesterday, what was the most common thread in those? What was it about them that was the same? In thinking about what's the same, almost every single one of those strategies that we saw yesterday involved active participation. It involved you, the student, being actively engaged in what's going on in the classroom, the assignments, the lesson, taking notes, being a contributing partner to the classroom environment. You have to take an active role. I know that in a virtual world that's a little bit different. However, there's no reason why you guys shouldn't be interacting with your classmates and with the teacher in your classes. If you're virtual and the teacher asks a question, you need to answer. And this is not a typed answer, guys. You need to respond with your voice. Inside the classroom, you don't really have much of a choice. You're going to be face-to-face with the teacher, and so you need to actively engage in the instruction and respond to the questions that are asked. So, make sure that you're engaged every day. So thinking about all those study tips that we learned, think about the one that you think that would work best for you. And commit to applying that study strategy or the note-taking strategy or the test-taking strategy to the next class experience, next test experience, and really focus on using those through the rest of the 6 weeks to effectively evaluate, did it make a difference, And is that something that you want to keep doing, or do you need to revise it in order to make it work better for you? Folks, that concludes Unit 3, Course 3, Lesson 3, Part 2. We'll move into Part 3 tomorrow. For virtual, remember, you need to submit 2 things for each one of those topics, and you need to do a video recording that you submit that has that information presented so that it can be shared with the rest of the class. Look forward to seeing you guys soon.